Hello, everyone! Welcome back to Tank Wars 3. I am your host, Chromoid, and today we've got another secondary bracket match, this time in round 3, with Char and his Yeetus Deletus, Biggest Brickuses, Brickus, the Chonkus Tonkus, Big Gun Go Boom, and the Crazy Popo facing off against Arthr, who is fielding a indirect Hellfire LTIFAH, an indirect Hellfire LTIF, 6 Cold Hates, 2 Blind Rages, and a whole lot of blood. So, let's get this fight underway in 3, 2, 1, begin. Immediately, shots coming out of the Blind Rages, missing as they go into the terrain. And you see the telephone poles from, I believe that is the LTIFAH, firing at the Big Gun Go Boom. And yes, Big Gun really did go boom, but is still alive, it looks like. Indirect Hellfire bounced backwards, but not out of this. Meanwhile, over here, more explosions are landing from the other one, the Indirect Hellfire LTIF, deleting the Yeetus Deletus's cannon instantly. That was far more effective than the one that fired at Big Gun Go Boom. And I think Yeetus Deletus is effectively out of this now. 57.5% and no gun. That is a huge lead for Arthr's entries. Char is no slouch, however. His crams are firing into the Cold Hates as fast as they can. Blind Rage is zipping around trying to make something happen with those rams, and the catching one of the Chonkus Tonkus with the rams and looking to put an APS shell right where the sun don't shine. I believe the indirect Hellfires are have either expended their ammunition or are looking to reload. I can't tell which one. We'll have to see in a second here. They are charging in, which makes me think they're out of ammunition. One pretty much wasted its shots on the Big Gun Go Boom, did not manage to get anything done, but the other one did get rid of the Yeetus Deletus, which is one of the biggest sources of firepower for Char's team, and has proven very reliable in the past. Big Gun Go Boom, I think, is still active. I think the guns are still active on it. It can take a lot of hits. You see that's a solid heavy armor core in the middle, and it is going to get rammed by the indirect Hellfire. Yeah. Except that the rams are on either side of the cannons, and the cannons are what actually hit it. Oh, you gotta love it. Another shot comes in, hits the Big Gun Go Boom from the side. Popo is trying his best to. Oh no! Popo is trying to distract and end up getting caught in a blast of HE. That's going to be the gun gone off of the indirect Hellfire, which is a mercy, given that if that gun stayed on, not the gun, the shells, if the shell blocks had stayed on, then those, it potentially could have reloaded, which would have been really unfortunate at this range. Oh no, Big Gun Go Boom lost its turret in that exchange though, and that means it's pretty much out of the fight. The Crazy Popo has been DQ'd by that blast, which pretty much leaves just the Chonkus Tonkus and Biggest Brickuses to figure this out for their team, as Big Gun Goes Boom does indeed despawn from that damage, which leaves Char at I think he's got 9 tanks. So I think that's a 7 to 8 disadvantage. I don't remember the actual tank numbers, and I can't count well. I know Arthr has 10 vehicles. I think there's 10. There were 10 on Char's side too, so it's now at an 8 to 10 disadvantage if that's the case. Ooh, second cram follow-up did just miss the Chonkus Tonkus, which is probably for the best. Oh man, these shells hit like freight trains. Look at that. The Cold Hates are very nimble. You see, they skid around very easily. Look at it scooting backwards, going into a power slide and transitioning to a backwards roll. That is quite the that's quite something. That's some very interesting control on these vehicles. I wish I could build vehicles that controlled like this. Very, 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 very interesting. Yep, Cold Hate does like to do this thing where they just encircle one foe at a time and then let them have it with all of their guns at once. There is some fight going on over here, though, that I'm missing. Yeah, Chonkus Tonkus has been impaled by the remaining indirect Hellfire that's not suffered critical damage yet. That one still has all of its shell pieces. If that reloads, it's going to be very unfortunate for all involved, especially it and this Chonkus that it's got by the treads. Oh man, the Brickus have been pretty badly wounded at this point. The APS on the Blind Rages is no joke. This one is not offline. It's just not. Yeah, it looks like that cram might be offline. It's not reacting anymore. That's not a good sign. The Yeetus only able to fire one volley that never landed on anything significant is just rolling around sadly watching its team get dismantled. Looks like another Chonkus goes. I think that's the one that was caught on the indirect hellfire here. Yeah, it was. And that is now out of play. Char's tanks are trying to save their buddy over here, but well, the terrain is blocking them, and they are running out of mobility options here. Although, as I say that, a couple cram shells do loop over the top and into the back of one of the Cold Hates. But the Cold Hates have a pretty significant amount of armor, even at the back. You see the array of blocks there and the heavy armor. This Chonkus is not giving up. It's trying its best, even though it's been impaled by the indirect hellfire, which pretty much is ineffective at this point, so it might as well just, sacrifice itself to hold an enemy in place for the Cold Hates. Another Brickus is going down. I don't know where that is. Oh, right there. Finally gets deleted by a combination of the Blind Rages and a Cold Hate. And this Hellfire, surviving way longer than any vehicle of its type really should, is just zipping around, happy as it can be. And those APS shells from the Blind Rages, they look like they are doing some damage. Even though I don't see a whole lot of blocks, yeah, I'm not sure that's not doing some critical internal damage to the Chonkus Tonkus. I think that's heat. And if that's the case, oh, the Cram skates underneath the high clearance of the Chonkus Tonkus. That would have, that might have been unfortunate if that had actually hit. Oh, they're trying to hit, they're trying to shoot through the other Chonkus, and they can't. Why are they ignoring this one? I guess they're also set up to ignore vehicles that have disabled weapons. They're all pointing at the Chonkus. No, the Chonkus still has a weapon. They're just not very good shots. That's what's happening. Okay. Well, this Brickus is pretty much done for. I think I know that that Char's team has some mobility issues when it comes to matches going longer than a few minutes. They do tend to slow down. This one does still have a gun that works, but unfortunately it's not aiming very well and it can't move anymore. So that is really impacting its ability to go in and help its buddy, who is now getting reamed by shells from the Cold Hates, and they're all trying to avoid it. So yeah, it's dead. They're going to move on and kill something else now. I wonder what they're going to go after next. It's pretty much over at this point. Yeetus Deletus has been out since the beginning of the match. Another Brickus goes down. We're looking at 3 tanks remaining, one of which has been eliminated since the start of the match. So yeah, this is pretty much very conclusively going to be a win for Arthr. And that's an AI snipe from that heat shell, which pretty much just leaves the Yeetus Deletus as the only remaining tank alive. Well, actually, that and one biggest Brickus, but that's way over there. Those Cold Hates are taking care of it, and it really is only going to take one more shot. You can see the Cold Hates have taken some damage from dealing with these tanks. Char's team is no slouch when it comes to raw damage, but I think Arthr outdid him this time. Arthur's lining up. All it takes is one shot. It's at 55.5%. Just take off 0.6% of its health, and you're good. And there we go. 55.3, 55.2, and that'll do it. Yep. They'll probably all waste their shells on it now, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. All right. Enough. It's had enough. It's had enough. Let it go. Let it die. And there she goes. And the Blind Rages charge into it. Oh, you. It's impressive that something with a wheelbase and this many spikes and protrusions is not actually getting stuck on the hills. I'm quite impressed with that. I would have thought the Blind Rages would have gotten trapped on this. Look at this thing just scooting sideways. Like, it doesn't care. It really doesn't get stuck on those on the terrain. I'm very impressed with that. Oh boy, here comes the cavalry. The Cold Hates over here have been trying to deal with this Brickus for a while by themselves, but here comes just the rush of madness and bloodlust. Look at that. They're just pushing each other here. Like, here, get over here, finish it off. Oh man, then they just stop and just form a ring around their victim, like some dark ritual. Oh, yep, there we go. Another shot. Waiting for one of these heat shells to accidentally core one out again. Yeah, they like to swoop in and smash whatever they find. For some reason, Arthr has managed to build an entry, a entry with a lot of rams that doesn't destroy itself as like not as prone to destroying itself and other people around it or other teammates around it. I'm not sure how he achieved that, but anyway, that's going to be a victory for Arthr. And I'm sorry, Char, your vehicles are going to be eliminated from the tournament. So congratulations, Arthr. You're continuing on the secondary bracket, and I thank you both for participating. Thanks to all of you who watch these. I've been Chromoid, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.